Major General John Stark, veteran and tactical expert of the French and Indian War, helped to form the early regiments in colonial life at the dawn of the American Revolutionary War. Leader of New Hampshire 1st Regiment after the breakout of war at the battles of Lexington and Concord of Paul Revere fame, Stark became widely known for his heroics at the Battle of Bunker Hill, a place where he would ride into bravely with his regiment unscathed and fortify the banks of the Mystic River as Charlestown was being besieged by the British. Stark would ready a brutal assault against the encroaching British seeking to land on the shores. Stark would become known for these types of endeavors during the war, taking on larger numbers of trained troops and leaving devastating waste to them while taking minimal losses. He gained the attention of General George Washington, who brought in Stark as a valued advisor while incorporating the New Hampshire Regiment Minutemen into the Continental Army. But in 1777, as Washington sent Stark to New Hampshire to recruit new men, Washington promoted Enoch Poor to a position that Stark had aimed for. Stark believed Enoch Poor was a coward for not bringing his troops to help in the Battle of Bunker Hill. Stark resigned from the Continental Army at that point, declaring he would still fight if New Hampshire rebels needed him. A few months later, he was called back into action by the New Hampshire rebels. Stark took on the position as leader of the rebels under the conditions that he did not have to answer to the Continental Army. This led Stark into more fame as the Hero of Bennington, where he led a small group of rebels against British, German, and paid Native American troops. Stark would outflank and envelop a much stronger army, while again taking very minimal losses at a rate of 200 dead men to 14. His army attacked in mid-afternoon, with Stark declaring famously, though under many different accounts, "We defeat them by nightfall, or Molly Stark is a widow." Stark is known for other phrases, such as "live free or die," the New Hampshire state motto. His exploits at Bennington would help lead the rebels to defeat the British at Saratoga, a major turning point in the war, as the Brits took a big defeat and the French became invested in military trade with the Americans. After the war, instead of politics, Stark went back to his farm in Derryfield, New Hampshire, a town soon to be known as Manchester, New Hampshire in 1810. Stark, like Washington, is known as a Cincinnatus for their willingness to step away from power after their war endeavors were done and return to simple life. John and Molly Stark rest in Stark Park in Manchester, New Hampshire. This is truly just the tip of the iceberg of the man that John Stark was, what he stood for, and what he accomplished. If we were really to go back in time and look at the beginning and what's underneath, we would have to go back even further to the French and Indian War and his exploits there, where he became a military tactician that the world would know for all of time.